Hello, welcome back. It's the beginning of July and our syndicate has just opened again, D Lake on the Nunnery Complex. There's been a few anglers on before us, so there's a couple of draws. There's quite a few people that want to get on straight away. So the first draw, I think, they've done 72 hours and there's only been one fish out, so it's not fishing particularly great. We got down here yesterday. Where did you come out in the draw?
It was meant to be fifth in a draw, but two people dropped out, so I come out third.
Yeah, and I come out fourth.
I managed to get my first choice peg.
Yeah, and so you're in Andy's.
Andy's, yeah.
I'm in the peg next door, Wasps. And there wasn't really much to go on. The fish that come out, the peg had already gone. And we got down here a couple of hours before the draw, and there's nothing really showing apart from fish in the out of bounds, which you can't get to anyway. So
stacked with fish in there.
But yeah, the pegs that fish sort of up to the out of bounds area, they'd already gone. So we kind of went on a hunch, the pegs that were fishing well before the close season. Yeah, so Andy's and Wasps, we're in here now. Like I said, got down here yesterday. We just got the rods out. I haven't put any bait out because I don't really think they're on the munch, really.
I think they still need to spawn, mate, to be fair. I think they had a little go the other day and they haven't got it out of their system yet.
Yeah, the lake was supposed to open, what was it, a week ago?
Yeah.
And they were still kind of spawning, so they put the opening part of the season sort of back a week. But we still don't really think they've got it out of their system yet. So
yeah. Strange, isn't it? Last year there was, what, the second draw in, I'd done about 15 bites, wasn't it? Something like that, done a load of fish.
Yeah, so that's not fishing great, so we can't guarantee there's going to be any fish in this blog, but yeah, we'll do our best.
Yeah, it's not looking hopeful.
This morning when we got up, stupid o'clock, what, 4 o'clock, just as it was getting light. Just sort of watching the water, trying to see some signs, and there was nothing sort of early doors, and we started thinking, shall we move? Because there is a few pegs free. But yeah, not long after that, we started seeing sort of some bubbles in Kieran's peg, and there was one shown on the bar in front of Kieran. Yeah. And there was a few sort of bubblers, and I don't really know, one show just out in front of me. Pretty sure it was a carp because it kind of went down and released a load of bubbles. So the only other fish in here are pike, and they don't really do that. So there is fish in front of us, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there's a couple. I don't think there's loads. I'm not getting no liners along that margin. It's looking a bit dead out there, to be fair. But
yeah.
So
they normally show quite a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
In here. But I think, yeah, bite time's sort of till about 10, we think. So we'll probably reel and go for a wander and see if we can make anything happen. But we have seen signs here, so we'll probably stay here, to be fair. Got the England game tonight, semi-final.
I'm on England.
So that'll be a good social. There's a guy here who's got a TV, so we're going to go over there, have a few beers, Barbie, watch the football.
Yeah, buzzing for tonight.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of filming today. Weather's relatively dry today, and tomorrow's looking pretty good as well. Yeah. Warm southwesterly, fairly low pressure, so yeah, conditions are good. Fish just aren't really feeding, so yeah, we'll keep you updated, and yeah, we'll see in a bit. Right, rods are all in. Seems like bite time's pretty much gone now. There's sort of no action in front of us, so yeah, rods are in. We're going to go for a wander. Kieran spoke to a lad down in second a little while ago, and he said that he'd heard a chunk sort of show right in the corner, and he's off in a little while. So we're going to take a couple of buckets, go and see if we can find some signs of fishing and yeah, potentially move. So we will see in a little while. Right, for those that aren't familiar with the lake, this is the out of bounds section. There's a bit roped off, quite a small section of the lake, but it gets fed quite a lot here, and the fish just love it. Put on a right show sort of in the mornings and sort of last thing at night, and the other rope is just over there to the left of bench, and then you've got steps over there just sort of behind that island. You fish up to the rope. Right, we're now sitting in a peg called Second, kind of right on the end of the wind. Wind's pushing down here, lovely. We haven't seen an awful lot really. There was a plume of bubbles come up about 10 or 15 minutes ago. I'm pretty sure it wasn't gas, but a lot of the other bubbles down here do look like gas, don't they?
Yeah, it's a bit gassy down here.
There's quite a bit of chop on the water, so it's quite hard to tell.
It does look good for it down here, I must admit.
The guy who was in here who just left, he said he's heard one in the corner, sort of in front of first, and then there's been a few show sort of out on the tree line, and that was sort of late last night.
Yeah. in the evening they've been showing quite a lot down here. But if I don't see nothing, mate, I don't know if I'm tempted to move. I think I'll
No,
stay put.
we won't move. There's nothing to move on to. We have seen signs over there, so we'll give it half an hour, I suppose. What's time now? 11:30.
Yeah, give it to 12, shall we?
Give it till 12, and
Make our minds up.
yeah. So the next time you see us, we'll either be in these pegs, second and first, or we'll be back where you saw us earlier. So yeah, catch up in a little while. Good evening. It's just gone 6 o'clock. We gave it about an hour sitting in second earlier. I gave it to about 12:15, and we didn't see nothing, did we?
No, mate, no.
Nothing to move on.
We ain't really seen nothing around here either, to be fair. I've been watching
No.
them walk like a hawk today, and I ain't even seen a tench fart, mate.
We stood in the out of bounds earlier, and there was only like a few fish fizzing. They weren't showing like they were yesterday. We may get some footage tonight if they do decide to put on a bit of a show. But yeah, we're back in Wasp and Andy's, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to stay put. I'll put my rods back where they were, apart from one of them. I'll put that where that fish showed this morning. It's only sort of 3.5, 4 rod lengths out. I'll put a little bit of bait over that, some hemp, corn, and a bit of crumb boilie. Only 2 spods. I don't really feel like they're on the munch, so I haven't really put anything out.
I've moved one of my rods back. I've not gone so tight to that far margin. I've come off a little bit. Saw a couple of fizzes on there this morning, didn't we? So I thought, bring it in a bit closer. Scattered probably about 40 baits around it.
Yeah.
I did have a mix made up, probably the same as yours, with a load of hemp and stuff, but I don't think they're interested, to be fair. I think just a couple of baits dotted around.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think a baited area, I don't think they're interested.
No, just going to try and nick one, really.
Yeah.
They're definitely not on the bait.
It's a shame.
But yeah, we've used some carbon baits hemp, and you've had that jar for
I've
how
had
long?
it open for about a month.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting in my spare bedroom, and the sun was on it. And I moved it into the shade. I don't know how long the sun was on it. It could have been a couple of days.
Yeah, carbon baits power jars. I think they advertise that they're supposed to be fresh once open for a week, but they stay fresh for ages, don't they?
They've
been
using
open.
it, mate.
Yeah. No, it smells like you take it out of the water and it smells just like fresh hemp.
yeah.
So yeah,
Really
quality's pretty
recommended.
good. So yeah, what's happening now then? Not a lot really. We're going to reel in
Reeling,
half an hour.
go and watch the football.
Watch the football, a few beers.
Semi-final, England. It's coming home, I hope.
Yeah, so we probably won't see you again tonight. If anything does happen, obviously we'll get the cameras out before now reeling in, and yeah, anything through the night, obviously we'll keep you updated, and if we don't see you before, we'll see you in the morning. See you in a bit.
Say nothing.
Good morning. It's now about 8:30. Very quiet night, to be fair. So we watched the football last night. England got through to the final. Happy days. We got back to our pegs about 11:30 and got the rods back out and just sort of sat up for an hour or so just to see if we could hear anything, but no, it's very quiet. Went to bed, got up about 4 o'clock this morning, just sat in the swim with a cup of tea and just to see if we could hear or see anything really, but no, it's been pretty dead. Went back to bed and I've probably been awake for an hourish just watching the water, but it's just nothing happening. Normally the fish in this lake, they do show themselves quite a lot, and it was quite flat calm this morning, up until sort of half an hour ago when the wind got up. You could just see the whole of the lake. There's no fizzing or nothing. There's 6 anglers on the lake at the moment, and yeah, no one's reported any liners or any action at all, so it's quite dead for this lake this time of year. But I could do tonight if I wanted to. But to be fair, I don't really think anything's going to happen, so I'm probably going to shoot off about 3-4 o'clock. Got a load of range due in sort of just after that time, so I'll probably shoot off before then. So we've got about another 8 hours fishing time for anything to happen. But yeah, we'll keep you updated and hopefully we'll see in a bit. Good afternoon, it's now sort of 2:15, all packed up. Kieran's now off. I'm sort of undecided if I'm going to go home or stay here for another night really, jump in behind Kieran. Now I've seen a couple of fish sort of cruising around, sort of moved into the corner, just slightly out of this water. But I'm going to stay here for another half an hour, see if I see any more, and then I might potentially do another night in here. But if I don't, it's going to be the last update. If I stay, obviously I'll delete this one and yeah, carry on blogging. But yeah, if this is the last update, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and we'll see you in the next video. Tight lines.